What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This one we're going to be doing another what if video, of course. This one we're going to be doing the next what if suggestion, of course, that I got, which is, of course, doing a what if scenario on what if Carl didn't get bit. Okay, guys, so this is going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today. Of course, this one we're going to be doing another what-if scenario video. Of course, this one is going to be doing the what-if topic of what if Carl didn't get bit in The Walking Dead. So, oh my goodness, this is one that I'm sure a lot of people are going to just really just kind of be like, they shouldn't have done it, really, and, that type of deal. And, I know, they really shouldn't have done it. It's something that they really shouldn't have done, and in my personal opinion, and I know you guys know where I stand on this topic, I personally think this is their biggest mistake The Walking Dead has ever done. Yes, there was Glenn, yes, there was this and that and the other thing, but I think for the long-term kind of, time for the show, I feel like Carl really should have been there, and I always thought he was going to be there for, the rest of the show. So, or at least near the end, or personally, in my personal opinion, I thought he was just going to survive it, just like the comics. And the comics is how it should have went, just like the comics. But that's what we're here to discuss. So, of course, this one was suggested by Brian Akeem. He wanted me to do this video. And, I'm very, very interested in hearing your thoughts about kind of what if Carl survived? What would the story be like? What would the show be like? Now, Season 9, as you guys know, is a masterpiece already. But the thing is about it, and I'm sure you guys are going to, share your opinions about it, is that Carl really should have been there for kind of the beginning of Season 9 and kind of the whole Judith introduction, time skip. He should have been there for that. And that's kind of the first thing I want to discuss because I don't think Carl, let's just say he doesn't die in the mid-season finale. I don't think Carl would have added much to All Out War. I think he would have, because he kind of wanted to save Negan. He kind of wanted to save everybody. Now, the thing is about it, what if Carl didn't die? And Negan, of course, versus Rick happened, because the only reason why Rick kept Negan alive is because of Carl's wish. Now, in the comics, Rick just changed his mind. But I feel like that would really make the TV show version of Rick look bad. So if we're looking at this in a realistic type fashion, I think they would have still came up with a way to keep Negan in the story. I think they still, either way, I know that maybe sounds kind of crazy. Maybe you could say, oh, Dan, no, I think at that point, Rick would have killed Negan under that tree. Listen, if you think that, I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to go against what you say, because honestly, yeah, it makes sense why you would think that way, because really, Carl dying was the only reason why Rick did what he did. But I'm going to still say they would have found a reason. Now, what that reason is, that's not what we're here to talk about, but I still think Negan would have survived. And maybe some people could say I'm wrong about that, but that's personally just my opinion. Now, in Season 9, and I've heard Brian Akeem mention this, and I love this idea of having Judith being introduced and Carl being there as well as the older brother. I mean, come on. And the other thing about this as well, which is also Brian Akeem, so I want to give him credit for this, is that they could have recasted Carl in Season 9 after the time skip. And I couldn't agree more, honestly. I mean, honestly, I don't understand why they didn't do that, because honestly, then Chandler Riggs could have went off. You wouldn't have had to use him for that much longer, and you could have still had Carl in the story. I just don't understand that. And I feel like recasting Carl also may have been a good idea, because I know a lot of people did not like Chandler Riggs as Carl. I personally was fine with him, but definitely the age is a problem. Definitely all this stuff, it is an issue, and I can definitely admit to that. Now, would Carl have been running Alexandria? My answer to that is, personally, no. I think Carl would have been taking the Henry storyline from the comics. I think Henry, they tried something with Henry. They tried to give him the Lydia storyline, and I just don't think it worked well in the TV series version. I think it was okay. I think they did an okay job with it. They did the best that they could, I feel like, and they had to give that storyline to Henry. But at the same time, Chandler Riggs and, Cassidy, whatever her last name is for Lydia, it fits. Those two, and a scene between those two, it would have been amazing. Now, you could argue that maybe recasting Carl would have been a problem because he would have been so much older, so maybe, you know, the whole Carl-Lydia thing wouldn't have worked. I still would have done it. As a comic fan, I still would have done it. I think it would have still fit perfectly fine, and yes, I would have had, you know, Carl survive, and also had, you know, Lydia survive. So, therefore, Carl would still be in Season 10 right now. He'd be fighting off the Whispers. He'd probably be in the hospital with everybody else, or maybe heading to Commonwealth. They could have gave him that storyline. Actually, you know what? I think I actually prefer him heading to Commonwealth with Eugene, you know, Yumiko, and, you know, Ezekiel. I actually kind of like that idea better, because I feel like Carl would have really added, because I feel like just those three heading to Commonwealth really feels like a small group. You know what? Screw it. I think I would have added Carl to that group, and he would have met Princess with the others. I think that would have been cool, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Now, the big part I'm sure people are going to ask me about is Carl, and what if he got the whole, you know, Pike scene from the comic, because obviously Henry was just killed out of nowhere. Now, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes of Season 9, and I'm not going to say it was a good decision. I think it was a horrible decision to kill off Henry. I feel like the only reason why they did it is because they're like, well, TV Henry's not working as good as comic Carl, so let's kill him, add the shock value to it, and stuff like that. Now, I know a lot of people say, would they have killed Carl on the Pike scenes instead if he surpassed Season 8? Now, I disagree. I think not killing Carl in Season 8 just to have him die at the Pikes would have been a stupid decision. Honestly, it would have been the most ridiculous decision, and you can't do that. I know a lot of people say with the Pike storyline, the whole Pike scene, yeah, they kill 10 characters. They kill 10 characters. You can't kill big characters. You can't kill A-listers. I know so many people are like, oh, the Pike scene was so underwhelming. Listen, it had to be a little underwhelming because they killed so many characters. You're not going to go ahead and kill Carl at the Pike scene. It just doesn't work. And killing off Rick also wouldn't have worked. And the reason why I bring that up is because I know a lot of people were like, oh, you know, in Season 9, before we saw Season 9, maybe they'll have Andrew Lincoln leave by having his head on a pike. I know a lot of people were predicting that. And I'm just like, honestly, if they did that, I would have been so upset with The Walking Dead, honestly. And I think Season 9 would have gone down as the worst season just for that decision. But in terms of Carl, I don't think they would have killed him at the Pikes. I feel like, now, who would they have picked for the Pikes? That's the real question. Now, you could go into a plethora of different options here. There are a bunch of characters you could have killed at the Pike scene. But honestly, for me, I think I would have just killed Henry. I just wouldn't have had Henry have the Carl storyline. I would have had Henry just be kind of this random kid from Kingdom, and it affects Ezekiel and Carol still, you know? I think that would have still worked perfectly fine. Maybe give him a few lines, few scenes here and there. Give him the Morgan staff training stuff. Sure, give him that. But give the Lydia stuff to Carl at Hilltop. Please do that, you know. And also, imagine, like, I don't know, I feel like Carl running the Alexandria safe zone, and maybe Carl going to, you know, maybe check on Daryl at the camp every once in a while, maybe wanting him to come back, that type of deal, and Carl being like all the time, all right, I'm gonna go back to Alexandria, I hope you come back soon, you know, the Alexandria gates are open for you, Daryl, you know, that type of stuff. I feel like that would have really worked well. So that's just my personal opinion. That's where I stand. I personally think that Carl would still be alive, and I think I would put him on the whole on the way to the Commonwealth thing, meeting up with Princess, as well as being one of the leaders of Alexandria with Little Judith. I mean, I think that's personally a great idea. I wouldn't kill him at the Pike scene. I also would not have the whole Henry and Lydia. I would have Carl and Lydia like it's supposed to be. You know, I think that's something that you just need to keep, and as that comic viewer, I just can't not have that happen if I was running The Walking Dead. In a what-if scenario, that's how I think the Carl thing would go. I think Angela would do probably exactly what I would, you know, do, and that's why I kind of got into this video, kind of what I would do, because I feel like Angela would probably do a very similar thing, because I feel like it's just such an opportunity that you just can't pass. And I feel like Angela Kang, if she was doing Season 8, I don't think she would have killed off Carl. I think she would have either recasted him, or she would have, you know, kept Chandler Riggs and just said, screw it, let's keep going with Chandler Riggs. I mean, either way, it doesn't matter. The damage is already done with the aging. It wouldn't have mattered, honestly. And, you know, yeah, it's a big issue, yeah, but you can't fix it now. Keep it, honestly, you may as well just keep it broken. I know that's a saying that almost nobody says, but honestly, you may as well just keep the whole Carl thing broken, honestly, because, you know, it's already done. The damage is done. Why not just kind of keep what you have, honestly? So, anyway, I want to hear your opinions in the comment section below. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? I want to hear that in the comment section below. Do you guys guys agree with all the Carl stuff I pretty much said in this video. I think Angela would do a very similar thing, and I want to hear your opinions about this in the comment section below. If you're new here, guys, click the subscribe button so you can send me Walking Dead videos. Follow Dan for Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon for another Walking Dead video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.